Hi, I am eating right now. I gotta leave in 10 minutes, so it's my last day in this house, so I just thought I would do this. Crazy, man. About to move out. I am done with 35th Street. It was great while it lasted. Um, Honestly, I was just thinking right now about just the usefulness of memories and what they can kind of serve to be. And not much. Like, I was thinking about when I moved into my parents' new house in Union City, and we had like slept up there on the ground, like when before any furniture came in and stuff. And I was like, that's a beautiful memory. But the beauty of it was in the moment, like spending it with them. Now it just serves as like you can you can like learn from things, but sitting on that memory itself, like yeah, even if it gives me pleasure, it's like undeserved pleasure, because it's like you can make anything in the past rosy, anything. And so it's like it could be the worst experience. So Ellis and I were talking a lot about this, and I think that's what our next podcast with Mylan will probably be about. There's the idea of like pleasure, and like if something gives me pleasure now, does that mean the thing itself was pleasurable? So like even if it was the worst experience in the world, but thinking about it now gives me pleasure. Does the event actually become pleasurable? Or are memories simply like there's no pleasure, they're just memories, and then how your brain construes them is the only part that can either be considered pleasurable or not. And I think there is some value to that. But there's also something to say that similar experiences on average will be more pleasurable in terms of how your brain looks at them. For example, like ice cream on a sunny day, something like that, like a memory of that on average will probably lean towards pleasurable. But I guess it's contextual, and also to say that I think this idea of nostalgia is something that we stay a lot in these days, of reminiscing of good times. I can't speak for how, maybe it's always been like that, but I do think it's kind of a substitute of actually making new memories, and a strong one at that. You know, I think every second spent on, oh, back then it was whatever, is a second taken away from what can I do right now to make new memories. And so I don't want to sit here and hop into a phase of nostalgia about my time in this house, but appreciation, like for providing me shelter, being so close to the school, had that walk there and back, bumping music, dancing on the street, housing 7 people for, maybe 2 months total. 2 months of my time here has been lived with another friend. It's a blessing. The amount of food that was cooked, the number of times the fire alarm went off, the mosquitoes when I first moved here, the snow sometimes sitting outside my house, the few times I did, sitting on the rooftop or on the porch, looking at the beautiful school across the street, hearing the music, the construction, the flowers, my neighbors, Maddie and Clara, having Ebenezer here, Ellis sleeping over, like Chokesy, Mylan, Sid, Umar, like Satya, Deep, like Jesus, bro. The list goes on and on. Like, what a thank you, house, for all that you have done. Providing me shelter, a space to feel comfortable, safe. What more can you ask for from shelter? Warm. I really felt safe in this house, and it was a place where I could just be myself. So, thank you. And so here's to a whole new me. I'm leaving this place and I don't know who I will be when I come back to DC. I have 2 weeks in California. I heard Cali's apparently now just what's called. I like calling it Cali. I'm gonna call it Cali. I got 2 weeks in Cali, and then I actually really enjoy saying the word Cali. I don't know. I'm gonna say. So I got 2 weeks. So I basically, long story short, I met these chicks from this weekend, who one of them was from California, super SoCal Californian, and she was just like, only East Coast people say Cali, and I was like, that's Cal. But I guess maybe. But California is so long. I'm not gonna say California. Cali's way faster. Okay, but 2 weeks in Cali, of which 1 week will be spent at Lightning in a Bottle. Then I'm going to my Europe trip for 2.5 months, and I'll be flying back to DC in end of August. And right now it's May, so it's gonna be. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna be. There's no need to put words on anything. There's not gonna be exciting. It's not gonna be great. It's not gonna be awful. It's just gonna be whatever I make it to be. And it doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to be awful. It should just be things, like new things on which I can place importance, value, meaning, and so on and so forth. But the thing itself are just things. They're just experiences. So I can make them to be awful, and then I guess you can always really tell in hindsight. But if I look at anything in the past or anything really awful, if they really sucked, I learned from it and became stronger. If it was really great, nothing. I mean, yeah, you should feel pleasure. I feel like if anything, looking back at it, the hardest times are kind of like the most interesting ones. The easy ones are kind of just boring. I don't really remember the times I felt extremely pleasurable. Like, I remember the times I struggled, So it's weird. Pleasure is weird. It doesn't really make sense. But which is to say that staying in a state of just inactive pleasure, I think, is a waste of time for my life, for what I want to do. Which is whatever. I don't even know what I didn't even mean to say that what I want to do, but just what I meant is for me. I'm not saying it like a normative statement for all humans, but for me. I guess the reason saying things like that is easy because you don't have to like substantiate anything you say. If you're just like, oh, for me, like, oh, in my opinion, like, is there a point in saying anything then? Like, why even say it out loud? It's just for you. It's not for anybody else. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But do we have shared experiences or no? Like, I don't know. Like, are we just living completely different experiences? Like, how different are our experiences? I'd like to know that. Like, are we more similar than different in terms of perception? I think they've done a lot of things in terms of like genetics, how similar we are, but like perception wise, how similar we have life. Like, not just like, oh, do we perceive the same color? But I guess you have to like think about everything like that: color, your meaning, purpose, happiness. Like, can one person from the same event take two completely different things and then compound that over an entire lifetime? It's like, how much do we differ? Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm good. Like, day by day, I'm not really thinking super long term. I'm not even thinking about Europe yet. I'm literally just thinking about, okay, how do I get out of my house right now? Like, and then how do I, get home? And then it's like day by day. I can't think too far ahead right now. But I will be in that space eventually. But my hair's growing back like crazy. One thing I actually am kind of proud of, and this is kind of stupid, is I always shave my hairline probably way faster than this. This is the first time I've ever let it grow out, and it's like pretty cool. And also, I always like get a fade, like if I was to actually grow my hair out. So it's been like a year, but like I kind of like having it all be the same length because I'm just like, it's not a good haircut. It's not. This isn't like it's lit though. I'm just like, I just have hair. But yeah, back to the house. Let me just do a quick 360. Here's the cupboard. Kitchen. I think you can see all that. This is a cribbo though, man. Cribbo. Here, let me tuck it. I'll just show you guys. Yeah, man. That's it. I'm new beginnings, baby. New beginnings. Best luck. Love you.